Dear Fresher, I know you have quite a lot of questions as regards navigating the new school year. But calm down, calm down. This video might just be an answer to most of the questions. So let's dig in.
Oh, last time its face.
Hey, what's up, people? My name is Oto-Obong, and today's video is directed to the freshers in the house. Let me know in the comments. Renew your mindsets. You know, there's so many mindsets about school. School is scam. You spend 4 years in school, and then you come out, and there will not be job for you. If you want to make the best out of school, you really have to renew your mind. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Don't let the opinions of others become your reality. But start speaking positively, making positive affirmations. School has come, not for me. You guys go to school and in the next 4 years, you graduate and do not be work for you. Not for me. I won't be working in school, sir. Do not settle for less. Many of us come to school and we're just like,
Yeah, I just want to pass. So. State class, don't just get it down.
of course, it's not so bad. It's your right to make whatever decision you want to make. But my advice for you coming into school is do not settle for less because God does not expect less from you. He wants you to give Him your best. He wants you to be your best self. God is excellent. And if you're a child of God, He expects that we are excellent too, right? So that whole idea of, let me just get whatever, is not of the kingdom of God. Yes, because the Bible tells us in Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, whatever you do, work at it heartily as unto the Lord, not unto men. What does it mean to do something heartily? You're doing it with the whole of your heart. You're giving it your all. You're giving it your best. You're not also doing it for people. You're doing it for God. If you have an excellent result, what would you have to say about it when people ask, oh, how did you do it? How did you do it? That's an opportunity for you to bring people to the knowledge of God. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, not your mediocre work. And again, making the choice to be mediocre, you're limiting yourself, you're restricting your potential. See, when you give your best, you keep growing, you keep becoming better, like you keep expanding because your best of yesterday cannot be your best of tomorrow. Your best keeps getting better. So if you restrict yourself to being mediocre, you're not growing. You're standing in the same position when God wants to take you places by your diligence. So you have to make up your mind that you are not going to settle for less. We're not doing anything less here, okay? Now, the next question you may want to ask yourself is, so how do I give it my best? And then you have like these big goals in your head. You know what? I want to be a first class student. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to have blah 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 blah. Calm down. Calm down first. The third point is set specific goals. Emphasis on the specific. It's not just, oh, I want to be a first class student. There are different kind of first class. Okay, in my school, the highest grade point is 4.0. I know in other schools it's 5.0. But there are different kinds of first class. 3.9 is first class. 3.6 is first class. 3.5 is first class. What kind of first class do you want? Because the thing is, if you do not have a specific goal, it will be difficult for you to work towards it. For me, though, I just said to myself that I wanted a first class. In fact, that was my goal. God, I want a first class. And when I came to school, I heard that it was very much possible to get a 4.0. Then I started making inquiries as to how someone can get a 4.0. And I just heard, oh, well, you just have to get an A in all of your courses. I was like, whoa, just that? Yes, okay. Is this something we can work with? I don't know. I went back to God and I told God, okay, God, cancel that first class. I want 4.0 now. And then I started listening on why I wanted a 4.0 and blah and blah and blah. And so he told me that I should go for it. It's one thing to say you want a 4.0, it's another thing to work towards it. Okay, for me to get a 4.0, I have to get a 70 plus in all of my courses. But I don't want to limit myself to getting a 70 because if I should say I want to get a 70, I can drop. So let's just give ourselves 80 plus. That's specific enough. Now, for me to get an 80 plus in all of my courses, I had to break it down again. That means I should get like so mark in exam. Exam is 60, CA is 40. I don't know if I can break down exam, but we can break down CA because there's attendance, then there's assignments, then there's project, and it just depends on the course that you're taking. And so for me to get like a 10 or a 5/5 in my attendance means I have to always attend classes. All right. So I start attending classes. I try not to miss as much as possible because of that mark as a part of my CA, which is a part of my 70 to 80 plus, which is also a part of the 4.0. You see how it has been broken down. So when you have a specific goal in mind, then it's easier for you to break it down into chunks. And one thing about setting goals is that you may not meet up to your expectations. But then if your goals were specific enough, you wouldn't fall as hard when you did not have a specific goal or when you had no goal at all. So for instance, I said I wanted to have a 4.0, right? I didn't get a 4.0. It was hurtful, but God is good. But I didn't fall so bad that I landed on the second class upper because I was giving 4.0 vibes from the beginning. I was putting in 4.0 vibes. So you need to be specific. What do you want? Go, 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 go. And start working towards how you're going to attain that. It will really save you the trouble. And when I also say having goals, do not just restrict it to academics. I need you to know that as you're in school, it's not just book. There are other areas of your life that need to be filled. There's also your spiritual life. You need God. I don't know what you want to say. You need God. Your relationship with God should not suffer. Your relationship with people too should not suffer. Because you didn't go to school to become an island. You have course mates, you have roommates. If you also have personal development, also into business, oh, I want to grow in my business, you should get. So let your goals not be restricted to just academics. Let them be specific in all areas. Now, another big facet that has a huge impact in our lives is the people we surround ourselves with. Relationships. As much as we have to relate with everybody like on a cool note, hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what are you doing? But then there shall be people that are closest to you than the rest. Now, how do I find these friends? How do I locate these friends? Look at your goals and look at the people you want to consider friends. So maybe your goal is to grow in your relationship with God. And then there's this person that you're close with, but she does not have that same goal. In fact, she's not even interested in the things of God. Everything just, oh, I beg, I beg, I beg. So that kind of person actually be your friend. She's not going to help you grow in that area. So that your goal is going to suffer if you make that person your closest friend. She may be good academically. She can be your friend academically. You just need to know where you place certain people in your life. Maybe you want to be an excellent student in your academics. And this girl cares little about academics. She doesn't go to class. She just wants to party. She's going out with guys, blah, 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 blah. That person should not be your friend. In fact, I'm not the one to even tell you. Let me go tell you everything you go do. Just look at your goals and look at the people you want to consider friends. Do they align? If they do not, you have your answer. Look out for seniors. I know you're an introvert. You don't like to talk. Please don't do yourself, oh. Because to be honest, interacting with seniors have really helped me a long way. I'm not the kind of person that used to ask questions like that, like that. I just say, oh, I'll figure it out. I don't want to figure it out. Experience, they say, is the best teacher, but I don't want. Let me learn from other people's experiences. See, I really feel like if I had looked out for my seniors earlier, it would have really helped me in selecting good courses. Although I do not really have regrets because I passed the courses that I selected, but they really gave me tough time. Trying to be so good in those courses because like there were 3 units courses, but my own courses were 2 units. So trying to invest so much of my time there and all, it did not give me so much time to invest. That's an excuse. We don't do excuses here. But still, it would have really helped me. So please forget, oh, I'm an introvert, I do not know how to talk. Look for your seniors and ask them questions. Even if it's not just academic wise, hostel wise, oh, this is just ask questions. Don't stop asking questions. See every failure as an opportunity. I said something last week about a podcast that I listened to. The current said, your problem is not the problem. Your problem is your response to the problem. So I need you to know that as much as you're striving for excellence, there's going to be times where you do not meet up to your expectations. But I need you to not look at it as a problem. No. What are you going to do about it? In fact, the very, very first test that I had when I came to school, I had a 5/14. Person wey dey look at from the faculty to my hostel, I was holding back my tears. I was like, God, please just take me to the hostel safely without a tear dropping. And as soon as I got into my room and I laid on my bed, I started crying. My roommates were like, Oto-Obong, why are you crying like this? It's not just test. But me, I know where I'm going to. And look at the way I'm starting. Hey, hey. And then like at the end of all the crying, yeah, sit down, let's start thinking, let's start re-strategizing because crying will not take us anywhere. Crying cannot solve problems. Just think back up, I was like, God, see you. I got 5/14. Okay, so what can we do better? And then I started writing out the ways. And actually, at the end of that course, I never even thought that I was going to pass that course. But God gave me a 73 at the end of that course. 73, narrow escape. And that was an A. You need to see every failure as an opportunity. If you did not meet up to your goal, crying, sulking, they are good, they are really good. But how long are you going to stay there? How long are you going to stay in that feeling? You have to come out of it and start thinking of ways to do better. Say no to excuses. We don't do excuses here. When I say see the opportunity in every failure, don't go and be saying, it's a lecturer that did, oh, it's my classmates that did. You're not going to learn anything from that situation. So always try to see your faults or try to see something that you did wrong really in that thing. Stop passing the blame. No, take responsibility and try to see something that you did wrong that you can do better in the next session. And that will really help you. Excuses will take you nowhere. How do you even say it sef? You go explain tire but evidence no dey. Get busy. And when I mean get busy, I don't mean just do anything or just keep yourself busy. No. Remember those goals. Please work on them. Like, give it your best. If you can create a schedule, right, including all of those goals, or maybe you have sports goals, you have these goals in school. Activities, there are plenty. Not even just activities, distractions. If you're not doing anything, it just carry you. You'll be easily swayed. But when you know you have things doing, you're like, oh wait, hold on. I have to check my schedule. If I do have time, I may make out time for that. But if I do not, I'm sorry, I'm occupied. Really. One question that you may have is academics or church? No, the answer is time management. I'll say the mistake that I made was feeling that for me to meet up academically, I have to cut off church. So there was this time I told my friends that I'll not be going to church on Wednesdays anymore. I'll be going to church only on Sundays. My friends were convincing me, no, you have to go to church. You have to spend time in the work. The kind of friends I'm talking about want to grow in this kind of way. And then one day, the devil will just enter your head that, no, don't grow in that way, grow this way. But because you have friends that have the same goals that you did, they'll still pull you back to your senses. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about friends. And I love you guys. If you guys are watching this, I love you, my friends. See, the thing is, all those times that I said I was not going for fellowship, that I was going to read, I never read. Something shall happen. Is either I fall asleep or mindless scrolling, or my roommates are gisting and I join them to gist. I never read. I called my dad and I was telling my dad was not helping me to calculate. Okay, so how many hours did you spend on this, that? How many hours did you spend on da? After calculating, I noticed that I still had time. Loretta came to our school, I think for campus invasion, and there was one thing he said, there is enough time, there's just not enough sense. If there's something you want to start praying for right now, wisdom to be able to manage your time wisely. So you don't be cutting down some things to fill up others. Meanwhile, you could have just done that as well. Do you get? Finally, be yourself. Or maybe not. See all these things that people say, be yourself, do you, who am I? No, really, who are you? Many of us do not know who we are. Like it's just based off on what society has told us. That's our definition of who we are. Maybe you're quiet and you're calm, and someone tells you, "Oh, quiet and calm people, they're not supposed to do law." I mean, it happened to me when I was in secondary school. I was on my own, I didn't know what I wanted to be in future, and so one girl said she wanted to be a lawyer. She was like, "No, now, confidence. You're a calm person. You're quiet. Quiet people, they don't do law." You should be going for stuff like medicine, you should be going for stuff like nursing. It's someone like Shalom that should be doing law. And that's when I started saying I want to be a lawyer. So our mindsets really, there are many times that I've told myself that, oh, I talk a lot, I'm this, I'm that, that's just who I am. And God is like, no, that's not who you are. Because there are many scriptures against being a blabbermouth. It's not like God doesn't want me to be outspoken and everything. But no, you're not going to be talking too much. And so like that has placed me on restrictions. There are certain things that I don't say anymore. There are certain people that I cannot speak to about certain problems in my life, unlike before. I'll tell everybody what's going on, and then everybody see me talking. So God's perception of you is the best. He's the one that created you, not people. I mean, these people said they don't even really know who they are, and they're telling you this is how you are. Bible helps us see cases of people like Jeremiah, who said he was too small. but God still told him that he has called him for something greater than that. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. I will not tell you to be yourself. I'll tell you to be who God says you are. And I'll not tell you to do you. I'll tell you to do what God says you should do. For those of you that may be worried, okay, so who does God say I am? What does God say I should do? This is a time to start building a relationship with God. There's something Minister Tosin Oye concern. Let me know you more and more. When I know you, I'll find me. You cannot find yourself outside God. So start seeking God now. Start building your relationship with God now. Start learning about Him. Remember, if you seek Him, you find Him. Only when you do what? Only when you seek Him with the whole of your heart. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, if you are a non-fresher and you're kind of feeling like, oh, I made mistakes, see it as an opportunity to do better. You can learn from this. There's no point of regrets. We do not do regrets here. We only learn and move on, and it becomes a part of our story. Okay. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, comment. I will always respond to your comments. And do not forget to subscribe. Bye.